In the barrio, bad things happen when the sky turns black.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Urban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd reviews. On today's Nerd News, I also do movie reviews, and today's movie is El Chicano. And this is a review for the 5 or maybe 6 people that actually watched the movie, and for the people that may be thinking about seeing this movie. Usually I kind of give what my feeling of the movie before I give my review, and I'll take something that they say in the movie but twist around to kind of how I feel about this movie. It's neither good nor great, but it makes up with potential, maybe. So I'm gonna say this, right? This movie had issues. It really did have issues. So if you guys don't know what El Chicano is, it's basically, why am I rolling an R? It's I don't know. My Spanish is not good. You already know that. But anyways, so El Chicano is basically the myth of a guy that basically, let's call it the ghetto Puerto Rican Punisher, right? So what he does is he goes around, and when he puts a sign, or he marks a stop sign or whatever sign with his insignia, and when he does that, that's when you know someone on that block is gonna die. Now, usually it's a gang member, gang leader, whatever, but that's pretty much what El Chicano is. He's like a Puerto Rican, bootleg Puerto Rican Punisher, and he goes and takes out justice on the bad people and to protect the good people. Now, there are many movies that do this, and personally, I love vengeance movies or like revenge movies, anything like this. But the movie is basically following this guy, Diego, who's an LA cop, and he grew up, well, they start off the movie with him and his younger brother and this other dude, and that's actually they see El Chicano. One of the guys that grows up to be a gang leader, he sees El Chicano kill his dad. So he's got issues. But you start off this movie with Diego, and he's got this partner, Martinez, and Martinez kind of new to the LA area, and this, Diego is like, yo, I know this place. He don't know. The drug cartel, the Mexican cartel, they're doing some crazy stuff. All of a sudden, like, a bunch of them get killed. They're investigating it. He finds out that somehow they were involved with his brother, who was in prison before, and he got out, and he's trying to find out, and while in the mystery of trying to figure out what's going on with all this, he comes to find out that his brother isn't really what he thought. He thought his brother was this bad dude and just no helping him, but he come to find out that his brother was trying to become El Chicano. He was gathering up stuff, he was training, he had his own little ghetto lair in a storage area where he got the motorcycle, kind of just like the way El Chicano's was. He somehow found he got a knife, and it's called like a Mayan knife. He was gonna go out killing everybody, but the brother got killed, so that never happened. So the dude, the brother, or Diego, is out on, like trying to figure out with Kashaka now, which is the kid that saw his father get killed. He's now the head of this gang, and there's something going on. And the police are trying to find out. They're on a stakeout. They're watching this thing, and another gang leader comes from somewhere, and the car starts getting shoot up. They try and reverse out. The guy Martinez gets shot in a jugular or something like that, or in the neck. And this is all in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling too much. This is all in the trailer. And they're trying to drive away. They get hit by a truck, and the dude Martinez dies. So, and then you see in the hospital, it's a dude Diego, and he decides after the partner's dead, whatever, and find out that the guys that he was spotting out, it's because of them why his brother's dead. So he decides to take what his brother was doing and put on the El Chicano outfit. Now, this is where the issues come, because like I'm all down for the backstory, even though they were trying to make it like their friendship wasn't really there, the Martinez and the guy, because it all went pretty quick, but somehow they became friends, whatever, right? So I'm down for, say, like the Punisher, right? The Punisher, his family died, but he's an ex-military guy. He was like the best at what he did, like whether it's a movie or the Netflix series. The dude was the best at killing. He was just the best. So when he went through a group of people, he's taking them all out. You've got Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner. If you guys don't know, her family gets shot out in a drive-by. Her husband and her daughter get shot and killed in a drive-by. She sees the killer's faces. She goes to court, and they still get off because they got connections. So she goes away for like 5, 6, or whatever years, all over the world, trains, comes back a badass, and starts pretty much taking out these gangs on her own. So like I said, there's training in that. And then there's that movie, American Assassin, right? With, I forget the dude from Maze Runner. I forget his name right now. But he was on a beach with his girlfriend, proposed to her, she said yes, then all of a sudden a terrorist group rode up on a resort on the beach, shot everybody on the beach and in the resort. He got shot, she got shot in front of him, died. He, for the next 5 years, trains on fighting combat and then infiltrates the Muslim, like whatever, Taliban or whatever, and he gets there, and the government's so impressed because they're tracking him. Once he starts trying to get connection with the terrorists, the government's watching. And they're so impressed how far he got that they take him in. Michael Keaton trains him to make him even more of a badass. So when he comes through and he's taking out people, it makes sense. Now this guy is a freaking LA cop, LAPD, and somehow he dons this thing. He puts on a thing. You see a little montage of him in a ghetto lair or whatever, training, punching the box, and apparently he used to box as a little kid, and that makes up for everything. It makes up for years of training, military, or whatever. Because when this dude puts on the suit, he is a ninja. He's taking people out like there's no business with a bat. Boom, 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 boom. It's like eyes behind his back. Granted, the suit, the jacket is kind of like Kevlar, so you can't shoot through it. But at the same time, he's taking these people out. He's taking them out like he's been training for this his whole life. And that's where it kind of loses me. I'm cool with the belief and the disbelief, but the dude had no training whatsoever, and he's like straight up a ninja. Now, like I said, I love fighting. Now, and that's one of the good things about this movie. The choreography in the fights when it's El Chicano is great, but it's a little bit far in between because you only see about maybe 2, 3 kind of fight scenes with El Chicano, and most of the movies is build up. So that's where it's like if they show a little bit more fighting of El Chicano, I probably would have liked a little bit better, but there wasn't that much. And on top of that, this thing, granted, I know it's in the Spanish area. I know it's Spanish and all, Mexican, whatever. Why wasn't there subtitles? And I don't mean like subtitles at all. There was subtitles halfway through. So all of a sudden halfway through, it's like someone forgot to press the subtitle button, and halfway through the movie, oop, yeah, remember, this blah, 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 blah. And then it says on the bottom. Meanwhile, in the beginning of the movie, they're talking little, even if it's little chats. I want to understand this. I want to know it. It would have made me like it, I don't know, a little bit better. So my mom was joking when I told her about this movie. Maybe the guy was talking about what he did and how he trained in Spanish. And I just didn't understand it. Maybe that's why I don't see how he knew how to fight so good. But it just didn't make sense that, like, the first half of the movie, there was literally, like, no subtitles. But then all of a sudden, halfway through, yeah, there's subtitles. So those were like my major issues. Now, if you, like I said, if the actors in this, you got Raul Castillo playing Diego. You've got his girlfriend or wife or whatever, Amy Garcia, played by Amy Garcia. You've got George Lopez, who's in this movie. So it didn't bring much to me as far as George Lopez being in this movie. Didn't raise my expectations. But like I said, I went to watch this movie because it looked interesting. The trailers do look pretty good, and like you see in the beginning of this video, it looks kind of badass, motorcycle and all. And that's so. Then the last fight scene is pretty much lackluster. It really is. Now, it builds up to this, but then when it's happening, you're like, well, after him taking all these people out, him with this one person, like, really, is it gonna be that much of a fight? And then there's things that he does, and it's like, yo, at some point the government or the helicopter scene, and somehow they don't follow up, or like they lose track of him. I don't understand. It's like, the police in this thing is very incompetent, and it seems like something like what kind of movie? It seems like a movie that might have been better maybe on a Netflix, but somehow they put it to theaters. And like I said, it has potential. I like the concept. And like they have these sayings, like, they're trying to make catchphrases like, bad things happen when the lights go out. Bad things happen when the sky goes dark. Or I'm neither good nor right. I'll make up for the difference in blood. like, okay, I get what you're saying, or know thy enemy. It's like they're trying to throw catchphrases for it to catch on, to stick onto the wall, get stuck in your head. But hey, make a great movie, or a really good movie, before you start trying to throw these catchphrases, you know, like thinking that it can catch on. And this movie really thinks it's gonna get a sequel. Now, all I know is this movie better be on a budget of maybe like 15 to 20 million. Because if it did that, then if it makes at least 50 million, then it's gonna be profitable. But if it did anything more than that, I'm sorry, this movie is gonna fail and it's gonna flop. Because like I said, it was me and 2 other people at the top that was in this movie theater. I didn't see nothing else. When I went to I tried to go to a showing earlier, there was nobody in there. So I don't know. All I know is this movie, it's not a horrible movie. There's potential. If there was more fighting, like when the fight scenes are actually happening, regardless of if he, like, how the hell he knows these fights, it's good. It's good watching it. It's pretty badass, and it's fun and entertaining. But it's really kind of predictable as far as who used to be El Chicano and all that. You figure that out in the first first 10-15 minutes, you know. But all I know is this movie could have been something really good. And I know all representation for all different, you know, minorities or whatnot. You know, Peppermint was for the females, and there's always been like females badasses. And then, you know, there's Asian whatever. But I wish this was better. I wouldn't recommend you spending your money. If you have AMC A-List, check this movie out. That's like what I did. If you have AMC A-List, it's worth the see. But if not, don't watch it when it comes on Netflix or TV or whatever. That's what I say. So if I had to give this movie a grade, I know it sounds like I'm going to give it a bad grade. I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C. Why? Because there was potential. I like the main protagonist for the most part. And then when he was El Chicano, he was badass, and I like the fight scenes. But I kind of just wish they had made it some history. Maybe he was in a military. He went away to the military, was ex-Marines or something like that, then came to LA, became a detective, and then that's why he sort of has badass, knows how to fight. Like, something like that would have made it a little bit more sense to me than this guy. And then the thing, another problem, I'm going to tell you, I know, I don't want to keep putting problems, is he was injured after the car crash, and that's when he decides to get the vengeance, puts on the thing, no limp, no nothing. So it's whenever he's fighting as El Chicano, no issues. But once you take it off, he's limping, he's bleeding, he's got these cuts. And then when he puts it back on, like, make up your mind, bro. Make up your mind. Are you hurt or are you not? You're not a mutant. This is not your secret power. You're not faking it. You were hurt. So, anyways, I hate to go on and on about this. That's it. Hope you guys like my review. For the 15 people that maybe saw this movie across the world. But if anything, like I said, like this video, put those comments down on below. Tell me how you feel about this movie. Remember to subscribe. Check out my last review. Check out my playlist of review. Remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You've just been notified. See you later. El Chicano.